It's been almost 2 weeks. How were your holidays? Did you miss me? Well, we're no longer. We're back. There was a show planned for the 21st, but unfortunately, technology and I are on again, off again, best friends forever. But today on the show, Tango's Go Head to Head G League is in full effect with some pretty sweet overlays and league updates. Your first pick for Dota 2 news, I'm WhatIsHip. It's just barely December 28th, and this is Around the Fountain. So we're closing in on the end of the year, and it begs the question, how did Dota 2 do in 2012? Well, according to statistics on SteamGraph.net, pretty damn well. Going online, it has already been pretty common to see over 200,000 people playing at the same time. Around 650 million hours of the game have been played this year, more than any other game on Steam, including Team Fortress 2 or Skyrim. Just think about how many people have been told to uninstall Dota and then told to fornicate themselves in 13 different ways in 4 languages on US East. Turns out Dota's pretty big. In other news, the Polycount contest items are now in the shop alongside a Bastion announcer pack, which sounds amazing, and yes, I'm now poor. In addition to that, there are some bug fixes and a 6.77 parity update. Now, there's tons of changes to look at, but the biggest are probably Magnus Drow and Sven nerfs. True Shot Aura now only affects non-hero units within 900 range of Drow, so she doesn't help push every lane all the time, but her win rate is about the same as pre-677 at 59%, so we may have not seen the last of the Drow nerfs. Magnus's skewer range has been rescaled with a shorter range at level 1, and his ultimate duration is lowered. The skewer nerf has caused him to be a little less viable as an offlane hero, so you might want to test his usefulness. Sven's cleave gets reduced a bit, and Daedalus now crits for a little bit less. LGD are the champions in the $15,000 tournament, the Asia. LGD quickly took down MUFC 2 games in a row in the finals, asserting their dominance once again Christmas weekend. LGD played an almost identical lineup in both games composed of Lone Druid, Nyx Assassin, and Beastmaster as the core heroes of the lineup. Without MUFC being able to adapt, LGD wins. Dota 2's first 1v1 tournament, A Fistful of Tangos, is run by Beyond the Summit and cast by Gods and LD just before G League matches. With a $500 prize for the winner, the competition has some of the strongest mid laners in the professional scene, including some community favorites. The list is as follows: S4 of No Tide Hunter, Cinderin from MTW, Kurok of Team Liquid, Kurokai of Mousesports, Fear from EG, Funnick from Empire, and teamless favorites Sing Sing and Merlini. Now, the rules have changed a little bit since the start, and they're a little bit confusing, but here they are. Players are given 3 hero matchups, such as Zeus versus Leshrac or Windrunner versus Invoker, and each player secretly vetoes one of those matchups. Now, from the remaining pairs, one is randomly chosen, and the first 2 games of the best of 3 are that matchup. Each time a player takes one of those heroes, and then they switch. To win, a player needs 2 kills or 2 towers. Now, if needed, there's a third match, and that's a 1v1 Shadow Fiend matchup, man fight. Cheats are unable to allow both players to use the same hero. There's no runes, no items, and the first one to 1 kill or 1 tower wins. Whew! Now, there's a few other rules. Soul Ring is not allowed, Bottle is allowed, but not Bottle Crowing. It's a double elimination bracket, and the finals should be a best of 5, but as the rules are changing, we're not entirely sure how it's going to go down. You can find it all on Beyond the Summit's Twitch.tv channel, which can be found in the show notes. Stay tuned for more updates on this fun tournament. G League has just started up and is scheduled to officially end at the 6th of January. 2 groups of 4 teams each duke it out in a round-robin best of 3 where the top of each group secure a place at the semifinals. Second and third place in each group enter a best of 3 playoff for the other 2 semifinal spots, and the finals are a best of 5. The prize pool is immense, standing at $42,000, where the first place team takes home the champion's share of $32,000. Group A has already started, with matches happening every day. As matches are still being played, every team has won a match and lost one, though ForLove has the best score of 3-2 in terms of individual games. Ties are supposed to be played out if they occur later on, so ForLove, LGD Gaming China, LGD International, and Team DK will finish group matches by the 29th, that's tomorrow. Group B will start out a day later and should end by January 2nd. The defense is still going strong with 2 first place ties. In Group D, Team 3D Max and Fnatic EU are both at first place with 3 wins and no losses. In Group B, Team Empire and Team Dignitas top of the charts at 2-0 each. Group C still has no Tidehunter at 3-0 at the top, as Fnatic NA, EG, and Turtle Masters all tie for second with 2-1 scores. Mouse Sports are found heading Group A with a convincing 3-0, where Virtus Pro takes second with just 1 win and 0 losses. Check back next week for more updates. The Gosu League has ended, and Na'Vi hold on to their title as the champions. After 7 long weeks of round-robin best-of-2 matches where a win is 2 points, a draw is 1, Na'Vi stand at 12 points with 12 wins and 2 losses score, beating Empire's 11 points. They defend their champions title from Season 4 and claim the $2,500 prize. The winners of Division 2 are 4FC and We Has Asian, who secure their spots for next season in Division 1. Na'Vi have won the offline portion of the Star Ladder again for the 4th time. They defeated Empire convincingly 3-1 after having a 1-game advantage in the grand finals of the event held in Kiev, Ukraine. They win $8,000 for the win and head home a bit richer after what seems to be basically a guaranteed win on their home turf. The poll! Last week's question: what types of game modes would you like to see in Dota 2? 7.2% of you answered more like Dariath with lots of items. 10.1% answered something competitive and permanent to go alongside the actual game. 55% chose bring all the modes and options from Dota 1 like same hero and only mid. And an astounding 27.5% chose Pudge Wars. Now, this week's question: how goes the Grieveling? I love it. It's everything I could have wished for. It's nice, but nothing like Dariath. I would play it, but it's horribly unbalanced and random, so I ignore it. Who cares about modes? Only serious Dota for me. Those are your options for this week's poll. As always, vote at the link in the description below. And that's it for another episode of Around the Fountain. Sorry it's a bit late, but subscribe for more updates right here or right here, depending on what time and where you're watching the video. KOKOStern and Dariath are awesome, and see you on Monday.